And good afternoon. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Welcome aboard day number 12, our Fun and Frolic. We thank you for being with us. Again, brought to you by Bracken Asphalt Maintenance, Mike's Medicine Mart, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, Vito's on Main Street, Cherokee Barbershop, Main Street in Kingsport, Cherokee Barbershop, Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance, Book Lovers Warehouse, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, and by Wells Fargo Financial Network. And again, we are here in studio on this Tuesday, Feb 24. 2015. Good morning. Actually, good afternoon, Horace. How are you?
It's about time. Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. We're mad, aren't we, this morning?
I'm mad.
Oh, yeah. This is ridiculous. We have lots to cover. We're going to make a point. All the basketball games, again, are snowed out again today. Another winter storm last night.
Unpredicted.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, after 11 o'clock.
Yeah. That's my text I got this morning. He showed me Mrs. V was shoveling the parking lot or the driveway, not the parking lot, but the driveway, and then he said, no announcement until after 11 o'clock last night. So so you got caught by surprise. What'd you have, 3 or 4 inches?
I have 4 inches, 4.5.
That's what we got here, too. So anyway, that's, again, because all the games have been canceled in high school basketball, which continues to back them up. There's going to be a problem. We're going to be talking later on to Keith Turner, the athletic director at Scienceville, and the girls basketball coach, the Lady Hilltopper. He's going to join us in the next hour. Also, Doug Fritz from the Johnson City Press going to weigh in on what should be done or what can be done going forward in the future. Of course, this is kind of unprecedented to have this kind of snow. I don't remember. I've seen it where we've had a game here, a game there canceled, but to be backed up like we've done.
Yeah, back to back to back to back.
Yeah, I don't remember this in a long time.
That's a rarity.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
But we always have most of our big snows early March.
There you go. Remember the blizzard?
I remember it very well.
Of 93.
36 inches in my front yard.
There you go. So got more snow coming, as we said, later on this week, and I got the whole month of March. Also, Amy Broyles will join us from the Kingsport Town Center. We talked a lot about NASCAR. Well, this weekend at the Kingsport Speedway, they're going to be having their car show inside the Fort Henry Mall, Kingsport Town Center. Talked to her about that, and also the Egg Drop, which is a really cool event that we get to MC every year. It's neat, man. I love it. So it's coming up in a couple of weeks. Also, Daniel Monje, I should say, the SID from Milligan College, going to join us coming up here in a few minutes. But we have a chance. By the way, the verse of the day, let me start it off with that. We dedicate this show to the man who hung on the cross for us. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by your name. You are mine. Isaiah 43:1. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by your name. You are mine. He knows us individually. In fact, it says in the book of Matthew, he knows so much about us. He knows every hair on our head. And
I don't have any.
Wouldn't take long over there. Over here. Oh, yeah. I had a guy ran into a restaurant yesterday. Hadn't seen me for a while. Said, your hair's awful long. I said, okay. There again. Locks for love is what we're doing this for. I had a double dog there from Dr. Barry Walton from Mike's Medicine Mart. And so he said, won't you grow your hair long with me, and we'll get it cut and give it for a wig for cancer patients. I said, okay. So that's where we are, and it's getting close.
Well, I've seen you without your hat.
Yeah.
They're going to take 2 or 3 of you to make one. Your hair may be long, but it's going to take a lot of it.
There you go. And Will Graybill's son, one of our sponsors, Bristol Orthotics, saw me last night. I was walking in a restaurant and said, Daddy, and saw me from the bike, said, he looks like a bounty hunter. So anyway, our locks for love, and it's coming off soon.
Start calling you dog.
There you go, dog, big dog. Now we're mad, right?
I'm mad.
Here we go. Last week, first week of the show, the Little League fiasco in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Coaches went out and got kids in the wrong geographic district to build this super team. This one's in Tennessee. This made the national news. All right, here we go. I just get mad reading about this. A pair of Tennessee girls basketball high school teams have been pulled from the postseason, which they should have been, for trying to lose a game to avoid the top-ranked team and improve their chances of advancing to the state tournament. Murfreesboro, Riverdale, and Smyrna high schools were fined a total of $1,500 each.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Make them an example. Also placed on probation for a year by the TSSAA.
Not enough.
Fire the coaches.
Immediately.
For them to tell these kids, these girls, to go out here.
And throw a ball game.
No. TSSAA Executive Director Bernard Childress wrote Monday in a letter to the school's principals the teams made a mockery. Bingo. With intentional turnovers of various violations, missed free throws on purpose, The referee also reported in his report that with a Smyrna player about to shoot at the wrong basket on purpose. He stopped play and ordered the coaches not to make a travesty of the game. Smyrna won the game 55-29 over Riverdale in a program that won its third state title in 4 years in March of 2013 with a 58th straight victory. Smyrna did. The winner was on track to play the defending AAA state champion Blackman at 25-2. TSSAA officials met with administrators from both schools, and Childress noted both apologized for their teams and acknowledged the game was not in the spirit of fair play.
You think?
Why would you keep the coaches?
Yeah, they should be fired immediately, and
Bingo.
every player that participated in that debacle should be banned for at least a year. If they're a senior, it's not going to be a big deal to them. But these juniors and these sophomores, if they participated in it, they should be banned as well. And whatever's left, so be it.
There you go.
But, I'm sorry. They have to send a message that this is not – it's not right.
No. Put them on probation for a year.
That's ouch.
Yeah. $1,500 fine.
That's pethetic.
That's peanuts.
That's nothing.
I mean, I'm sure they'll have to scrape it up and pay it, but it's money they could use for something else.
I guarantee these programs could fork out $1,500.
Sure.
It's nothing.
But, again, nothing said about the coaches.
No.
That's my whole point.
And they're the ones that told them to do it. There's no doubt about it in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
They're the ones that initiated that whole debacle.
Well, who else would tell these girls to have intentional turnovers of various violations and miss free throws on purpose? Obviously, it was so obvious to the folks that they were just shooting air balls, missing on purpose.
If I was a player back in my day, okay, now I didn't play basketball, but when I competed, I wanted to play the best.
Yeah.
That made you better, number one. Yeah, if you lost, so be it, but you lost to the best team.
There you go. You're preaching it, brother.
I tell you.
The Reverend Horace today. So, plus, for me, it's in Tennessee. That's an embarrassment to even start with.
It is.
It's made the national news.
Middle Tennessee.
It was on ESPN on their headline page. Two Tennessee teams suspended for throwing game. Makes us all look good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, again, my whole story here, and I'm going to move on. The whole point of the story is nothing has been said about the coaches. I think Riverdale, Childress says in the same letter, I think Riverdale was the first team to start. Let's lose the game, but both teams obviously didn't want to win, and it really showed. Oh, I'm sorry. The referee wrote in his game report. This is included in Childress's letters to the principals. So, Childress said high school athletic programs are meant to teach students ethics, integrity, sportsmanship, morals, and values. This situation defeated the purpose of educational-based athletics. Unbelievable. So anyway, that happened in Middle Tennessee, and
this is in honor of the two teams that didn't want to play.
There we go.
To play the other team.
Okay?
This is for them.
Hand them the towel. Hand them the hanky. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, girls.
Yeah.
Not being sexist.
There you go.
I'm just saying there's two teams that didn't want to play another team.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, all right, I'm not done with this now, so I'm still ciphering. If I'm the principal, I got the athletic director called on the carpet. I got certainly the coaches called on the carpet, and anybody involved in those two teams, you're in my office first thing the next day, and I'm going to rip you a new one.
And they're gone. Right down to the assistant coaches.
I don't care.
They need to wipe the slate clean.
Yeah. I don't care if I got to go out there and coach. If I'm the principal and I got to put on a ball cap and a whistle and a clipboard, you are not going to represent my school this way. And
give them the death penalty for a year. Give them a death penalty for a year and start the program over.
That's ridiculous. So anyway, integrity does matter. Who was it that said integrity doesn't matter? It does matter.
It does.
Yeah. So it's twice. Is this a microcosm of our society? It's
it
twice
is.
in the last 2 weeks, the Little League thing in Chicago, and now these two teams.
Because they're promoting the win, the win, the win. It's all about the win. All right? And I'm sorry. You lose, you gain integrity by losing too.
There you go. All right.
Sorry.
Okay, got that out of my system.
Man, we spent almost 10 minutes on that.
That's all right. It's well worth it. It's ridiculous. Now, here's another point. Girls regional basketball games, first-round games. We don't need them. Here's why. All right? AAA last night. Morristown West beat Crockett by 22, 73-51. Jeff County beat Dobbins-Minna by 8, 71-63. Morristown East eliminated Tennessee High, 51-45, beat them by 6. But now you get down to this other bracket. The AA, Elizabethton beat Claiborne 82-17. No reason in the world Claiborne should have got on a bus and come to Elizabeth and been embarrassed.
Weren't they the team that just got lucky and won a game and made it in the region?
Yeah, well, yeah, they didn't.
Basically.
Yeah. They came in with a losing record.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Elizabeth, and they got to play who they're told to play.
Right.
But TSSAA, redo this. All right.
But you know what? On the flip side, okay, Claiborne, maybe they shouldn't have been up there, but they came and they played.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Unlike these two teams in Middle Tennessee.
Chuckey-Doak beat Unicoi County by 21, 78-57. Granger beat Happy Valley by 17, 61-44. Greenville beat Sullivan East girls by 12, 63-51. So really the only lopsided game. Well, no, let's get down to the single A. South Green beat Hancock County 85-28. And you can't tell the South Green girls not to play. My point is this part of the tournament should be pulled out. These games are, yes, there's the David and Goliath, and on occasion they'll be an upset.
And go on.
Seed the teams and keep trucking. Cloudland beat Northview Academy 60-40. North Green beat Cosby by 12, 45-31. Hampton's ladies move on to beat Washburn 67-27. So there you go. So you had a game last night, 82-17. You had a game last night, 85-28. Am I faulting the winning teams? Nope. Faulting the TSSAA. Shouldn't even have this phase of the bracket even in the tournament. No. Move them on, seed them, and keep on trucking. Thank you. Feel better. Boys, by the way, wiped out tonight. There will be no action tonight across the region with the little snow we had. Not little, but the snowstorm. College basketball, Lady Bucks.
Oops.
Got beat. Sanford got them by 13 on the road. That was not supposed to happen. Lady Bucks were supposed to they kept talking about how they were going to roll right into the tournament and be ready to go, and maybe they still will. They got beat by 13. I know they got beat by 23 on the road, 69-46.
Yeah.
That was a whooping there.
Whooping.
And then did you watch the Lady Vols last night?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I said I was going to, and I didn't. I found something else that I like better.
Thank you. 71-66. How about this for domination? The first win by a South Carolina women's team over Tennessee since 1980.
You know what? Kudos, South Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah, they're living up to their ranking right now. You got to give it to them. They did it.
Lady Vols ended a 20-game Southeastern Conference winning streak. So They're now 23-4.
They'll rebound.
And you've got South Carolina 26-1. So anyway, Lady Vols lose on the road to South Carolina in women's college basketball. Polls are out this week. We told you the guys' polls yesterday: Kentucky, Virginia, Gonzaga, Duke, Wisconsin, Villanova, Arizona, Kansas, Notre Dame, and Northern Iowa. Women's poll this week is out. The number one team, the Lady Huskies of UConn. Then comes South Carolina, Baylor, Notre Dame, Maryland, Tennessee, the Lady Vols at number 6, Oregon State, Louisville, Florida State, and Arizona State round out the top 10. Through the game.
There you go. Through the game.
Through the game. They told the girls to go down to the other end and shoot at the other basket.
Miss your free throws. Miss your free throws.
If I'm the parent of one of those girls on that team, I'm down on the floor taking my girl off the floor. I'd have walked out and said, mine's not going to be involved in this mockery.
But I'm sorry. These parents, they probably in on it too.
This one wouldn't be.
No, I know. I wouldn't be either.
No.
But that's what.
This old West Virginia
I've
hillbilly.
seen it. I've seen it.
I have too. This old West Virginia hillbilly would say, mine, we're gone. Yeah. I'm out. I'm not going to be part of this. And if that means turning your uniform, we'll turn it in, or we'll go to another school, we'll do something. We're not going to participate in a game which is intentionally thrown.
Yep.
Whoo, lawsy mercy. Got the back of my head fired up back here. Feel the sweat beads popping. Quick break. We'll be right back. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, make sure you like us on Facebook at facebook.com/the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let us know. Also, we're on YouTube. Let me see if I can get these right now. Stitcher phone app, YouTube, iTunes.
Tunein Radio.
Tunein Radio. That's what I cannot remember.
Now, if you're not at live stream and YouTube or video broadcasts, you know, live stream, we got us live every day. YouTube, we'll have it put up, and you can watch it at your leisure later. Also, you can go back to live stream, and the archive show will be there. But if you want to podcast it, throw it on your phone or listen to it on your car, at home, whenever, at your leisure, iTunes and Stitcher.
Smyrna player about to shoot at the wrong basket. Now, these are high school girls. Don't tell me they didn't know what they were doing.
I hear you.
Can I take a break?
You can take a break.
I'll take a little swig of water and calm down.
Cool down, big guy.
I am jacked up. That's ridiculous. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance. Because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? What if you didn't know that you might need extra coverage for more expensive items? And what if you didn't know that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to get into an accident? So, the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again on day 12, our fun and frolic. Again, we thank you for being with us. Coming up later on, we'll check in with, we got Keith Turner, the athletic director from Science Hill, Doug Fritz from the Johnson City Press, also Amy Broyles from the Kingsport Town Center. Kingsport Speedway car show this weekend at the Fort Henry Mall in Kingsport. She'll tell us all about that coming up here in a few minutes. But first, let's go to the phone and talk about we have it right here on the webcam. We're proud to show you the Land of the Buffaloes. Does that look good right there?
Yeah, it looks good.
Milligan College. We're live on the phone with their sports information director, Daniel Monjay. Daniel, you're snowed in today. How you doing, my friend? Other than that, everything doing good?
Just trying to stay warm. That's about it.
There you go. I understand.
Trying to get as much done as I can from the home instead of the office too.
There you go. Let's talk about it. You got a basketball tournament getting ready to happen at Meadowview and Kingsport both tomorrow or later on this week for the Lady Buffs and for the gentlemen. Tell me what's going on with the tournament.
Well, the women play tomorrow in the morning, starting at 10:15. They're in the second slot of the day. They play Truett McConnell, which is a team they beat twice this year. They won by 15 when they played at home, and then by 10 on the road. So it'll be an interesting game. It's always interesting to see just the fact that they say it's tough to beat a team 3 times in one season. So it should be pretty interesting.
Tell me how the Lady Buffs have done so far this year for Rich Aubrey.
Well, lately we've kind of caught fire here late in the season. It was pretty rough at the beginning. I think they won only maybe 1 or 2 out of their first 10, and so recently I think they've won 4 out of their last 6. They're at 11-17 overall, and a couple of the most recent wins have been pretty wins. They had an upset on the road over Bryan, 68-67. That was a couple of weeks ago, and then a big win over Montreat College on Saturday, which was our senior day.
They're playing tomorrow, again, weather permitting. I would assume we have to put that in there as an asterisk again at Meadowview, the complex in Kingsport. Then tell me the gentlemen, they play later on this week. Tell me about that.
Yes, they play Thursday. In the evening, it'll be a 7:30 game. They will play the winner of the Bluefield College and Point University matchup. It's a 7-10 matchup, I believe. And the guys have a pretty good road to the conference final too. We have, I believe, 6 conference losses this season, and of 6, 4 of those have come by teams that are on the other side of the bracket. So I know the guys are pretty excited about that.
We're talking to Daniel Monge again, the sports information director for Milligan College. Always appreciate him calling and talking about the Buffaloes. Tell me about playing at Meadowview. I know at the big grand ballroom, they have home shows in there and chamber dinners, and they have kind of redid this for a basketball tournament. Tell me about that.
Right. Yeah, it's the third season they've had it there. I think from a travel standpoint, it makes it's a huge relief off the teams just because everybody stays there, and it's pretty much you spend the night there and walk down and you play in the lobby. But from a spectator standpoint, it gets kind of tough. I know the seating is fairly limited, but at the same time, I think it's a pretty good environment just with the fact that Milligan's close by, Montreat's close by. Union always has a good turnout. There's always a good turnout. There's always a lot of fans. So it's always a really good atmosphere.
What is the seating capacity? If it's full house over there, how many folks can you get in to watch a game?
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know if there's a specific number, just because with the way it's all set up, they have a court basically laid out, and then they just have basically rows of chairs kind of lining the sidelines and back 5 or 6 rows. I'd say easily 300, 400, 500 would be able to get in there.
All right, so playing basketball again starting tomorrow at Meadowview and Kingsport. Before I let you go, switch gears. Your baseball team, I guess, have been snowed in, but prior to the big snowstorms, they were having a pretty good start to the season, were they not?
They did. It was a really good weekend, really exciting, really fun to watch. They won 4 games, a 4-game sweep over Shawnee State, which was a 41 team last year, so I know the guys are feeling pretty good about that. They actually are playing today down in Georgia at a neutral site against one of the top teams in the nation in Missouri Baptist. They're currently ranked number 9, which I think Perfect Game, which is just a publication for baseball, has them ranked as the number 1 team in the NAIA this year. So should be a pretty good gauge today of how well we really are.
Very good. And so all this going on, and is there a website we can go to find out more about Milligan Sports?
Absolutely. MilliganBuffs.com has all the information. People can also follow us on Twitter at Buff Sports. We have a Facebook page, Milligan College Buffaloes. All 3 of those would give everybody everything they need to know.
All right. Dig out of your driveway and get back to work when you can. And, hey, I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Will do.
Yeah, good job. Daniel Monge again from Milligan College. Thanks. Appreciate you, my friend. Have a good day. And, again, appreciate him very much. And, again, promoting the Buffaloes of Milligan College. Can we do this one more time? This is courtesy of Gator. Gator got that for me.
Woohoo.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to find a spot up on the wall for it. I'm running out of places to put things, which is pretty cool. And so need to get a bigger wall, I guess. or minimize what we got up there. So I've added my all-time favorite driver of NASCAR, Kyle Busch. But my all-time favorite driver is
Terry Labonte.
Texas Terry Labonte, the Iceman. Loved him.
You like cornflakes.
There you go. Love Kellogg's. There you go. Cool thing about Terry Labonte was, and the other guys would tell you, whether he won the race or he went out on the first lap, pretty much the same demeanor. He was the Iceman. He just didn't, just steady as you go. I mean, he got worked up every now and then, I guess, but by and large, just pretty cool competitor, and I like that. I like that a lot. So, anyway, Milligan College, you need to get up on the wall. Right up here is a quiz show, wins, scoreboard, bracket paving, and asphalt maintenance now. There's been some smack talk already today via texting from the Apester. And then Wyman chimed in and said, you don't have a chance tomorrow. I said, boys and ladies, I'm feeling it. 5 for 5 tomorrow, these Elvis questions. Wyman said, I've seen the questions. I don't think so. And then she said, I don't think so. I said, you can take it to the bank. I'm 5 for 5 tomorrow. I'm going to smoke them on Elvis. Now, is that a laugh of confidence, a laugh of what are you saying?
Well, since I'm here and I'm part of the show, I got to root for you. But
that's what I want to hear. There
but
you go.
That's as far as I'm going to go with it.
All right. So, anyway, that's going to be coming up tomorrow. Now, Richard from Vito's on Main Street in downtown Kingsport. We'll find out if he's open today. Some of the businesses are closed with the snow that got us 4 or 5 inches of snow. Saw up in the mountains of Virginia. Good grief. 2 and in some cases 3 feet of snow over the weekend. Good.
It's good for the ski resorts.
Yeah.
Wherever they may be.
Yeah, in Southwest Virginia up on the Kentucky-Virginia line, 3 feet of snow. What we got Saturday was rain. Here locally, they got snow, man. So our thoughts and prayers going out to those folks out there in a tough way right now. Our thought for the day brought to you by Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance. A great man is always willing to be little. A great man is always willing to be little. Great people have little use for fame or notoriety. They are consumed with productivity and not image. They do not feel the need to project their self-worth to anyone. They are content when the moment calls for them to be little, ordinary, or common, as long as the goal is achieved. The Raiders say, just win, baby. We don't care who gets the glory, just win. A great man is always willing to be little and do whatever it takes. So that's our thought for the day, and it's brought to you by Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance. Again, home of this really cool identity theft program they've got. You can buy it separate or add to a homeowner's policy with Nationwide. Of course, Nationwide is on your side. Someone's identity is stolen every 3 seconds in this country. Don't let it be yours. Protect yourself with the identity theft coverage from Nationwide Insurance, a comprehensive program designed to actively prevent, detect, and resolve any threats to a member's identity. How do you prevent it? They have members that protect you from fraudulent activity. This includes online data protection software, helps prevent phishing. What is phishing? Phishing. What is that?
That's
I hate to ask that on live, but I don't know what that means.
Well, it's when unknown source is fishing for information about you or what you like to watch or, what your interests are, that sort of thing.
Meddling, as Mama used to say.
Meddling with your data, yes.
Mom would say it's meddling, so there you go. Number 2 is detect. Upon enrollment, Nationwide will monitor all 3 credit bureaus to identify issues as soon as possible. Plus, they'll provide real-time access to your TransUnion credit report. Members are eligible for a free online data protection suite, which is downloadable upon up to 3 computers. Then last but certainly not least, when a Nationwide member becomes a victim of identity theft, they are assigned a dedicated recovery specialist who will work 24/7 around the clock to assist you with all phases of the recovery process. This includes an accredited doctor and nurse to help you untangle consequences of medical identity theft. All this available nationwide. Of course, the man who does it here locally, Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance at 282-1389. You can buy a separate or add to a homeowner's policy. Again, the identity theft program from Nationwide, from Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Coming up, we're going to check in and see what's going on with some other things happening in the world of sports. Again, the games one more time today, snowed out, and it's starting to back up and create some major headaches for the teams. And I know some of the schools, in Science Hill's case here in Johnson City, the girls and guys are going to be playing the same night, so who do the cheerleaders go cheer for? I guess you send JVs to one game and varsities to the other game.
I guess.
The fans, I mean, who do they? They're both – one's at home. Let's see, Science Hill plays at home. The guys have to travel, so kind of going to be a little tough from that department too. Who do you go see or what do you go see? So it's interesting, but again, as I said earlier in the show, this weather system we've had, or systems, really unprecedented. I don't remember having this kind of snow for this long to delay the games like they've done over the last week to 10 days to 2 weeks. So I think this is kind of a rarity, wouldn't you think?
Yep.
You remember it like this? I remember a game or
well, that's many games put off. No, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
No.
Like I said, I remember a game or maybe a couple of games, but to keep pushing them back like a dominoes.
And especially during a tournament time.
Yeah. So, anyway, we'll find out more about that. We'll be joined by Keith Turner later on, the athletic director from Science Hill, Doug Fritz from the Johnson City Press. Also coming up in a little while, I got Amy Broyles from the Kingsport Town Center, and also the quiz show coming up in a few minutes with Richard Isaacs from Vito's. All that coming up here in just a few. So, now, you were telling me before we got started, A-Rod, what happened with A-Rod?
He's already stirred the waters up down at spring training.
All right, imagine that. What'd he do?
Yeah, he showed up early, 3 days ahead of schedule.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday, all right.
Yeah. He shows up early, and he spends about 8.5 minutes talking with the press. about why, being there early and just the situation in general. Of course, the management's not happy with it. They wanted him to have a pre-spring press conference there at Yankee Stadium, and he did not want to do that.
No.
So he shows up at Steinbrenner Field and goes through his physical, and then trots over to a minor league facility less than a mile away and starts working out. And that's where he met up with the press and had a little powwow with them. But he's not starting off on the right foot.
So why would you go meet with the media and powwow, or have a little powwow with them, as you called it, but not have a formal press conference to air out everything?
That's exactly right.
It's called control.
Yeah, and he never said anything why he resumed the use of performance-enhancing drugs. He never explained what he did, and he avoided getting any type of specifics. So he didn't say anything. He just, I'm here, hey, look at me.
Maybe in his mind he justified having a meeting with the press by doing what he did. And
he skirted the situation
sure.
by going to a minor league facility there close by to do it.
Everybody just come out and say you did it and be on with it. Okay, get on with it. And I did it. I'm wrong. I apologize. I took what'd you say earlier? Took a financial hit. He got nailed. 22.
He missed out of $25 million last year. Yeah, he took a $22 million hit.
Oh, God. Wonder who gets that money.
But you got to remember, he had like $120-something million 10-year contract.
Yeah.
So ouch.
He ain't on beanie weenies and Pop-Tarts.
No.
He's not eating tater tots.
No,
he's all right.
But I got to give this to Joe Girardi. He said that Chase Headley is going to be his starting third baseman, and A-Rod's just going to have to compete for at bats as a designated hitter.
Oh yeah, why would you just automatically hand it to him?
Yeah,
he's been gone for a year. That's not fair to Chase Headley or anybody else that's competed and played in that position.
Exactly right.
I can remember when I played Little League ball, and the coach, he was there again. He caught some flack even back when I played a long time ago. But 2 or 3 boys said, well, in the middle of the season, we're going to Myrtle Beach. Coach said, okay. He said, the parents said, when we come back, now, Kenny's going to be a second baseman. Nope, Kenny won't be our second baseman. When you come back, if he earns it, but if you leave me in the middle of the season, all these other guys out there practicing and playing every day, you're not going to waltz back in from the beach and get your position back.
Yeah.
Well, the parents got all up there and got their feathers fluffed up and all that, but he was right. Why would you do that? So same with A-Rod. Why would you? Well, I'm back after serving a year's suspension.
Here I am.
And this is like me being gone for a year and you're playing third base, and I walk back in and go, Horace, you're out. I'm back. No, that's not fair to you.
He was asked whether the Yankees, he thought the Yankees organization was on his side. And he says, you have to ask them. He says, I created a big headache for a lot of people, so I don't blame whoever is mad at me, which is about the only truthful thing he said.
Yeah. So, and it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Yankees are or not on his side, I mean, they have every right to feel the way they want to feel because he has created some angst for this franchise, no question.
Yeah.
Now, as Jeter's gone, right? Derek Jeter's he retired.
Jeter retired. He's gone.
Captain's gone.
Yeah.
And you look at the differences between the two players that you mentioned earlier. I guess it was late last week we talked about that. But Jeter was, for all intents and purposes, a role model. I mean, I guess he had some bumps here and there, but nothing like this guy's done. So he's 40 years old. He's missed a whole year. Hasn't played a whole season.
That's old for a baseball player.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, but I guess he thinks the talent's there, and time will tell. But so he rolled in 3 days early, went over, had a little chit-chat with the media on a minor league ball field, and started working out. I hope he had Yankee attire on, right?
Yeah, he had Yankee shorts and a T-shirt on.
There you go. That's the least we can ask him to do. So there you go. It is a Tuesday, Feb 24th. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, we will coming up in the weeks to come, we will give you an opportunity to win some tickets to the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway coming up soon, very soon. We'll be going racing on the high banks of Bristol. Of course, this week the NASCAR boys leave Daytona. They move up the map into Atlanta and settle in there for the week. And, that's what I was going to tell you about, because you and I are all about our military and our flag right here. I love it. Greatest country in the world, United States of America. The Folds of Honor. He's coming to get his jingle.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, Manchild's coming.
He's outside.
He's outside.
Yeah.
Okay, now he's going to get his ears lowered.
He's going to get his ears lowered.
Yeah, Manchild's going to get his haircut. Does this mean you're leaving me?
Just for 30 seconds.
All right. There we go. All right, maybe want to turn your mic down. It just hit things, and there you go. Folds of Honor, let me tell you about this. A great organization. It's a sponsor of the race this weekend in Atlanta. Foldsofhonor.org. Love this. I didn't know anything about these folks, so I'm going to delve into this more. They provide scholarships and assistance to the spouses and children of those killed or disabled in service to America. How about that? They provide scholarships and assistance to the spouses and children of those killed or disabled in service to America. It's called Folds of Honor. That is the sponsor of the race this weekend in Atlanta Motor Speedway. You can go to the website and check it out. Folds, F-O-L-D, like folding, and it's on the logo is the flag, foldsofhonor.org. Was that him hitting the doorbell?
Yeah, and he hit me with a snowball.
Hit you with a snowball. after you gave him money. I love it. Yeah, just love it. Kids. There you go.
I will get even.
Yeah. Yeah.
He knows it.
Yeah. Well, does he?
Yeah.
You'll pelt him? You'll catch him
Oh,
blindside him?
I'll find some way.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I just snorted. The Folds of Honor. Again, you go to the website and it shows a flag folded. Foldsofhonor.org. They provide scholarships and assistance to the spouses and children of those killed or disabled in service to America. I love it. They have ways to do this. They have a Patriot Golf Day, a Patriot Boating Day, a Patriot Range Day, a Patriot Bowling Day, a Patriot Fishing Day, and a Patriot Cup. So you can go to this website and check it out, foldsofhonor.org. That is the sponsor of the race this weekend in Atlanta. Since its founding in 2007, they've awarded over 7,500 scholarships, over 2,000 last year alone, for, again, spouses and children of those killed or disabled in service to our country. I love it. Foldsofhonor.org. And so that's the sponsor of the race this weekend in Atlanta, foldsofhonor.org. Check it out for yourself. It is a cool organization doing some really cool things. Quick break. We'll be right back. Your glasses are on your head.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
I got to find them. There we go.
Did he hit you? Where did he hit you with the snowball?
Right in the heart, baby.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Had to dust it off. It was dry snow.
So he comes to get Jingle for a haircut, and then, by the way, thanks, Dad, he hit you with a snowball.
Yeah, as I opened the door, kapow.
Really?
Yeah.
And did you get mad? I mean, what was your reaction?
No.
You just realized it was.
That's just him.
It's the man child. The jokester. Yeah, gotcha.
I mean, he's got a big old grin on his face, and he stands 6'6", 230 pounds. What am I going to do?
Can you take him down?
I will always take him.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You can still take him.
I can take him.
He knows that.
He knows because mentally, it's all in the mind. He knows he can't take his dad. Now, he says he can.
Right.
But when
deep down,
when it comes right down to it.
Between the ears, he knows.
No.
Papa's got the upper hand.
No. I'm smarter than he is.
Really? Just outwit him.
Oh, yeah.
You know them special moves like Barney Fife?
Oh, yeah.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah. Hi-ya. No. No, I've had, I won't go into it, but, yeah, I've had
classes that
substantial training throughout the years.
So let me think. Be nice to Horace, Tom. So if need be, you can get my attention. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
You have ways to and his too.
Yeah.
So after a few more snowballs, say, son, enough's enough.
Yeah.
And he knows that. All right. Quick break. I'll be right back. We're going to check in with Richard. We're getting ready to do a little quiz show. Yes. On the Tom Taylor Sports Show coming up next, we'll see if we can go 5 for 5 and move that from a 3 to a 4. Yesterday went 4 for 5, the dumbest question in the world. I was ready to go 5 for 5, and Gator says, what is the most visited city in America? And, of course, I said New York.
You know, every time you miss one, it's the dumbest question in the world.
It is the dumbest question in the world, absolutely.
You missed it.
That's exactly right. And now you're learning. So I am competitive. Just win, baby. Now, tomorrow I'm going to go 5 for 5. You can mail it in, baby. The Elvis questions, it's a lock.
Tom, if you're out there, that sounds like a pretty bold statement.
I'm in. And it's good shot. I'll go 5 for 5 today with Richard from Vito's. And we'll do that coming up next. Thanks for being with us on this Tuesday on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this. You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
See what might be hiding in your coverage at farmers.com/gaps.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Okay?
And we're back again on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again on this Tuesday, Feb 24. Rich is going to join us coming up here in a few minutes. Again, they got snow across the Tri-Cities. A little slow getting into the office. He said, call me back in a few, and we can do that. And we'll do that coming up here in just a few minutes. After a 40-year absence, a Tennessee State High School indoor track and field championship being held this Saturday at East Tennessee State's David E. Walker Indoor Track. One-day meet will be hosted by the Knoxville Youth Athletics and the Tri-Cities Youth Athletics. Pretty cool stuff. Tennessee State Indoor Track and Field Championship will rotate annually between ETSU and Vanderbilt's indoor facilities. So, and here we go. The Tri-Cities Track Classic will be streamed nationally online. How about that? So
yeah, we know all about that.
We know all about that. We do the same thing on our ball games. We got coming up in baseball. We got coming up in football later on this year. But after a 40-year absence, a Tennessee State High School Indoor Track and Field Championship being held this Saturday at East Tennessee State's Walker Indoor Track. It's a one-day meet hosted by Knoxville Youth Athletics and Tri-Cities Youth Athletics. And they're talking about 400 athletes in here for Saturday's event.
Wow.
Now, the weather's going to warm up. It's going to be better. As far as the old weather forecast, going to be in the 40s and 50s, so it should be much easier to get in and out of the Tri-Cities this weekend, given the fact that it's going to be warmer weather and the snow should be melting off or be gone by then for these folks to come in and participate. 400 athletes, more than 400 on Saturday at East Tennessee State University. I told you last week, have you been working? Who's the artsy craftsy in your home? You or Mrs. V?
It ain't me.
All right, Mrs. V.
Now, I can draw, but that's about it.
Well, are we going to try and make a logo or design for this, the biggest trophy, the Battle of Bristol, the trophy design for the biggest football game ever?
We don't stand a chance.
Why?
There's going to be some graphic arts students from over ETSU or wherever, and they're going to be all over that. That's going to be a project, I'm telling you, and they're going to knock us out of the ballpark, anything we come up with.
Now until March the 6th, which you run out of time. It's next Friday, as a matter of fact. You will get a chance to submit your design for the Battle of Bristol annual trophy design for the football's largest game. You have an opportunity to design an inaugural Battle of Bristol trophy and win once-in-a-lifetime experience. That's pretty cool. Entries will be organized by Bristol Motor Speedway to determine the top three. They'll go up on the BristolMotorspeedway.com website beginning on March the 13th for fan voting. The fans vote them. Majority vote winner from the fans will serve as the inspiration for the final Battle of Bristol trophy. That's cool. In addition to bragging rights, the winner receives a free trip to BMS Race Weekend, the September 2015 trophy unveiling event, and then tickets, of course, to the Battle of Bristol a year from now, September 2016, and other prizes. So there you go. If you are interested, if you have any kind of artistic ability, even if you don't, try it anyway. You can go to the website, again, BristolMotorSpeedway.com/battle trophy, and you can find out all the rules and regs. You have until next Friday, March the 6th, to submit your design for the Battle of Bristol's trophy design for football's largest game.
All right.
Us? Not going to have it. No, I'm going to work. No.
Looking at you, I know I've seen your artistic abilities before.
Everybody I draw looks like olive oil. Yeah, stick people. I only do draw stick people well. So I'll let somebody else much more talented than I do that with the drawing. But I was told by somebody you're a good drawer. Now,
when I was in high school, I was artsy.
Yeah, little birdie told me he was kind of artsy craftsy, and so you're not going to try any chance at all.
Yeah, probably not.
Right.
I don't have the resources to do that.
All right. Well, you have the resources. You don't have the desire.
Well,
if you've got
a little both.
Yeah, more no desire than no resources. You can do it if you wanted to. I know you well enough to do that. So, anyway, coming up on the show, we got Amy Broyles. Again, she's going to join us from the Kingsport Town Center. Also, Keith Turner from Science Hill High School, the athletic director. Doug Fritz coming up next hour from the Johnson City Press. Again, make sure you like us on Facebook at facebook.com/the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Appreciate the folks that have signed up. So what do? You sign up? How do you do that?
For what?
On Facebook. You don't sign up. You just.
No, you just like the page and follow.
Like the page.
Follow the, you know.
You don't sign up. Okay.
No.
Wrong words.
Like and follow.
See, I'm learning all this stuff. So like and follow. Right, let's put that right here. Like and follow. But you don't sign up, right?
No.
All right. Like and
no,
follow.
if you don't have a Facebook account, you'll need to sign up and get yourself a Facebook account so that you can like and follow somebody else.
Right.
That is the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
There you go. Facebook.com/Tom Taylor Sports Show. Also, we're on Tunein Radio. We're on YouTube. We're on iTunes. Of course, right now we're on livestream.com.
And Stitcher.
And Stitcher phone app. So we're all over the place, and we appreciate the response we've had so far, doing just that, talking about a little bit of everything around the sports world. A lot of local sports once things get cranked back up. Basketball, boys against Snowed Out tonight. And then we've got baseball and all the spring sports right around the corner, track and field. And let's see, in the spring in Tennessee, you got track and field, softball for the ladies, baseball for the gents. You've got tennis, and you've got in the summertime or the springtime, you have boys soccer in Tennessee. So lots of spring sports and track and field. I think I said that too. And tennis. Did I say tennis?
Yep.
Okay, so I got them all. So
swimming.
No, they're done.
Well, never mind. When I was in high school, we swam in the spring.
Now, the swim season per se is done now, the competitive, at least for the schools. And they still have the club swimming, but the actual school swimming, they had their state tournament a couple of weeks ago, so down in Middle Tennessee. All right, one more break. Come right back. We'll check in with Amy Broyles after the 60-second break, and we're also going to check in with my man Richard Isaacs and Vito's all coming up right here on this Tuesday edition of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that home insurance can keep your stuff covered even when it's not at home? Or that collisions with wildlife on the road may not be covered? And what if you didn't know you could be liable for any accidents on your property? The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. You can see us and hear us on YouTube. We're on iTunes. We're on Tunein Radio. We're on Stitcher phone app. And right now we're on livestream.com, the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's go to the phone. She's there, our dear friend from the Kingsport Town Center, the Fort Henry Mall in Kingsport, Amy Broyles. And Ames, good afternoon. How are you, dear?
Well, I'm great after digging out from the snow this morning. My biceps are bulging.
There you go.
Oh, goodness. I tell you what, we have shoveled more snow, I think, and we got more coming. So
you're getting in
my
shape.
Workout. I can eat as much stuff as I want.
You're ripped and buff because your biceps are bulging after shoveling snow. I love it. Now, for folks out there who have no clue, you got a really cool event we get to MC. Love emceeing this event coming up in a couple of weeks. It's called the Egg Drop. Tell me what this is all about.
Well, this is to recognize, actually, to get kids interested in math and science and the fields of technology. And I've been working with the Eastman Engineers for about, this is the 9th annual egg drop that we've done. And this is also in conjunction with the American Mechanical Society of Engineers, and it's to celebrate Engineers Week as well. So, and it's coming up in March. So we're doing, again, the egg drop event, which is so much fun, and it encourages kids to get really interested in, figuring out how to do things, just what engineers do. And so this year we're looking forward to seeing a whole lot of fun, different ideas to make sure that egg gets to the target and doesn't break and has the least number of parts with their crafts. So we're kind of, waiting to see just what's going to show up this year. It's always fun, isn't it, Tom?
Absolutely. And, of course, they drop them off the second story up there at the mall, and it drops. And so the whole key is to get it from the top down to the bottom with the least amount of breakage, right?
That's exactly right. And sometimes we have some breakage, don't we?
Yes, we do. Sometimes we have to do a little cleanup, but these kids love it. They've taken, for example, they take a lot of foam or egg crates. I know some of them make parachutes out of grocery bags.
Plastic bags, yeah.
And they drop them and watch them cascade. And there's a bullseye down on the floor, and the goals are hitting that bullseye. And then there's rounds of competition. And then when it's all said and done, these kids, and more times than not these kids, sometimes parents are helping them, but these kids win money. Tell me about that.
Here are the prizes. First place for individual is $100. For team, it's $150. Second place is $50. And then for team competition, it's $75. Third place is $25 for individual and $50 for team. And then the grand prize overall is $150. So you can win. It's we had one kid win one year, and it was like he won about $300. So he was really smart when he designed his craft. He executed everything perfectly. So it was he really racked up that day, that's for sure. But you can compete. We have grades K through 5. We have 6 through 8. We have 9th through 12th grade. We also have the adult category, and we also have team category. So if you're interested, go online to ASME-eggdrop, EGGDROP.org, and download the registration form because the 28th, February 28th, is the early bird deadline. So that we want to make sure you get your T-shirt and everything. So if you are registering as an individual, it's $3 for early bird. After that date, the 28th, it'll be $6 for individuals. For teams, if you register before the 28th, it's $5, and after the 28th, it's $10 for team entry. So we just want to make sure that you're getting your T-shirts and get everything that you're supposed to have, and it goes really fast. Registration starts at noon on March the 14th, and then we start the competition from 1 to 3 p.m. So it's a fun day, isn't it, Tom?
Absolutely. And you, how many people did we have last year? We had, a couple hundred entries, right? Had a record number.
We had probably about 140 to 150 drops, so that was a lot of people who signed up and registered to do the egg drop.
Neat stuff is going on at the Porting Mall. Again, that website is ASME-eggdrop. What was the rest of it?
.org.
There you go. And so there's where you want to go. And geographically, you got kids coming in here. I mean, you had them in from Bristol and Elizabethton and certainly Johnson City and, of course, Kingsport. But you had
we had somebody from Minnesota last year, didn't we?
Yes, you did. I was going to say from Minnesota, Southwest Virginia. So, yep, it's coming up on the 14th, which is, 2 weeks? Is that right? 2 weeks from Saturday.
Right, yep.
Wow. That's good because March means spring. That means hopefully we'll be getting some better weather. And so all this coming up on March the 14th. Now, this weekend at the Kingsport Town Center, Fort Henry Mall, you've got the car show from the Kingsport Speedway. Tell me about that.
Yes, this actually is we do a kickoff event for the Kingsport Speedway. It's also called the Concrete Jungle. We'll have race cars on display. You can come and meet the drivers, get their autographs. They'll be giving away things, and then also you can just check out the vehicles, the cars, and get more information on the Kingsport Speedway opening season event, which is on let me double check here. It's on the 21st, which is March 21st at 3 p.m. So that's their season opener. And then after that, they'll be racing on Friday evening. So they get more information. They're growing their fan base all the time. It is it's a fun activity for families and for, if you're interested in racing, that's a great way to get started, just watching racing or getting into racing. I have a nephew that actually races, and so his car, the name of his car is Mook Madness. So I'm looking forward to see what Mook's coming up with this year with his car.
Mook Madness, all this coming up on Saturday again at the mall. What's the hours the car's going to be there?
It'll be from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Hopefully the weather will cooperate.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay, but the weekend's supposed to warm up. Actually be in the 50s by the weekend, so that should be good. And it's all free to come through and meander through. Typically, how many cars do you have? You have bunches of cars, don't you?
Gosh, let's see. Last year we had about 33 cars. We may have a few more this year.
Yeah.
We can get them all into the mall.
There you go. Inside, walking through the Kingsport Speedway Concrete Jungle Car Show, kind of the open house for the Speedway. Everything starts on March the 21st. It's this Saturday. It's free at the Kingsport Town Center from 10 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. Meet the drivers. I think we'll be giving away some goodies from Kingsport Speedway, maybe some tickets, obviously. So it's all fun at the Kingsport Town Center, Point Henry Mall. Ames, excellent job, young lady. Keep smiling, and we'll talk to you again next week. We'll push that egg drop again, all right?
Stay warm.
Stay warm. All right, dear. Thank you. Great job. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good job again. Amy Broyles again from the Kingsport Town Center. And so the Kingsport Speedway, they're going to be with us, going to be promoting them throughout the year. The Concrete Jungle. Oh, yeah. I like it. The Concrete Jungle. That's a lot of fun over there.
Sounds like a movie.
Yeah. That's a great that's a great place. That's a fun track. Of course, they're there every week. The Speedway at Bristol a couple of times a year, of course. But the Kingsport Speedway running a weekly schedule. And it's right off of John B. Dennis in Kingsport. And there's been a lot of guys that went on into the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series that came through over there and maybe not got their start, but raced over there and moved on, climbed the ladder, if you will. And so it's a great, if you will, a breeding ground for up-and-comer drivers, stars of tomorrow of the NASCAR circuit. So Kingsport Speedway, the Concrete Jungle, the car show and open house will be this Saturday at the Kingsport Town Center from 10 o'clock until 9 o'clock. It is free. Over 30 cars will be scattered throughout the mall for you to go in and take a look at and meet the drivers. Quick break. We'll be right back. We got the quiz show. We got Keith Turner getting them stacked up here. That's okay. We'll play the quiz show coming up next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this.
Danger.
You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
See what might be hiding in your coverage at farmers.com/gaps.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again on this snowy day, Tuesday, Feb 24, 2015. Think Spring is our 12th day of the show. And
Think Spring.
Think Spring, because it's March is right around the corner. When is March coming in? Comes in on, on Sunday. In like a lamb or in like a lion? Let's say it comes in like a lamb and goes out like a lamb. I'm over all this. Whew. But We're on the phone, ready to go with our buddy Richard Isaacs from Vito's. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm good, Tom. How are you?
Tell you what, I don't know if you can get one over here. I would pay you a handsome price to bring me a big old plate of baked spaghetti or baked ziti or lasagna right now. And I know you can't, but, man, does that sound good and it tastes good on a cold winter day. Woo!
I tell you can't beat that on a cold day.
No,
a
that'll
bowl of pasta, cheese melted all over.
Oh, mamma mia. That'll set you free at Vito's on Main Street in downtown Kingsport. You folks, are you open today or not?
We are open today. Yep. We tried to open. We've had to close 5 out of the last 8 days, so we said we have got to be open today. So
there you go.
If you're listening and want something good to eat, come on down today if you can get out safely.
Yeah. Now the special today is Kids Eat Free. Is that correct?
Yes.
Tuesday, Kids Eat Free. Tomorrow, your special tomorrow is 2 can dine for
$11.99.
$11.99. That's dinner only. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Dine-in, dinner only.
Yeah. 2 can dine for $11.99 tomorrow at Vito's on Main Street. I got Horace all worked up. He wants to come over there and eat, so we're going to bring him over there. Hopefully, when the weather and the roads,
mouth's watering.
Yeah, the road's clear. We're going to get him over there real soon to feed him some Vito's food. He'll never be the same. I can promise you.
That's right. You bring him over. We'll feed him good.
That's like a bear at the zoo. We'll feed him good.
That might not. Well,
yeah. Let me just say
I
this,
can put
Richard.
It down.
He can put a hurting on you. I've been out with him, indeed. He can put a hurting on you, no question. So, anyway, that's good stuff. Vito's on Main Street in Kingsport. How about the theme show music? It's time for the theme show. Brought to you by American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City and also by Vito's. Here we go. I love it. All right, one more time. We'll hear it again. That's good stuff. It's well worth the 13 seconds.
I'm so glad you like that.
Makes me laugh every day. That's good stuff. Our scoreboard says 3. Quiz show wins as we go 4 today, and we are playing today for someone off our Facebook likes page, and that would be Tammy Gray out of Kingsport. We're playing for her today. Let's see if we can get her some free food from Vito's and a free oil change from American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City. All right, Richard, here we go, my friend. Let's see how we can do. We got the buzz and the bell ready, and fire away. Let's see if I can go 5 for 5.
All right, Tom. I believe you can do it today.
I like your optimism. Thank you.
Go for it here.
All right.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Number 1, true or false? The world's oldest sport using a ball is baseball.
The world's oldest sport using a ball is baseball. That would be incorrect. That is false.
You're absolutely correct, Tom.
Booyah. Thank you. All right.
Bingo.
What is the oldest sport using a ball?
Polo.
Polo. Huh, there you go. All right, 1 for 1 for Tammy Gray. Number 2.
All right, number 2. I know you'll know this one for sure.
That bothers me.
Babe Ruth has the most strikeouts in Major League Baseball. True or false?
Babe Ruth, most strikeouts in Major League Baseball. Oh, boy. I'm going to say that's true.
You are absolutely correct, Tom.
Woo! 2 for 2. All right.
2 for 2. We're on a roll.
Keep it going, my friend. Keep it going. Number 3.
All right, number 3. Did you get to watch the Daytona 500?
Yes, I did. Parts of it. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Joey Logano is the youngest driver to ever win Daytona 500. True or false?
That is false. The youngest driver is Trevor Bayne.
You are absolutely correct, Tom.
Woo! 3 for 3. Oh, yeah.
Good deal. All right. Let's go now.
Cooking with propane. Here we go.
Question number 4. Let's do a little science question for you here, okay?
No. Oh, no.
The measurement of a light year is the distance that light will travel in a single day.
All right, read that question for me one more time.
The measurement we use that's called the measurement of a light year
Right.
is the distance that light will travel in a single day.
In a single day for light year. The single day, light year. Okay, the distance for light year is how far light travels in a single day versus a light year. Oh, boy. I'm going to say, okay, they measure light year by how far it goes in a single day. I'll say that's true.
Tom, you thought about that one too long, buddy.
Oh, no.
The measurement of a light year is the distance that light will travel in a year.
Oh, no.
I don't mean to laugh. I have to laugh on that.
I'm sorry. If you could see him studying over here, I mean, you can see his mind working 1,000 miles an hour.
Oh, man.
You know, I thought that was a give me, Tom. I thought surely he won't miss that one.
So now I feel, and Richards are laughing, going, I don't mean to laugh. Yes, you do. I was stupid. I should have got that.
Light year.
Oh,
That's
yes.
good, buddy.
Who feels stupid? I do. All right, go ahead. Number 5. I'm sorry.
Okay. Another science question.
Oh, great.
In human reproduction, the X and the Y chromosome determines the sex of an individual. The X is the female. True or false?
I better get this one. I'll get laughed off the set. All right, so you're telling me the X chromosome determines the male. Is that correct?
No. You know, in human reproduction, you got an X and a Y chromosome.
Yes, sir.
If it's an X, it's a female. True or false?
Oh, that's false. X, guy's X. Okay.
Didn't know it really hurt you, Tom.
Okay.
The
I love
X
this.
is the female, buddy.
Okay, so how embarrassing. Oh.
Well,
what's scary is I have children. So there you go.
yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Well, just remember light year and X.
And X marks the spot.
Yeah, come on now.
Oh, okay. I feel pretty stupid now. So, Richard, thank you for making me feel like a moron. That's great. I appreciate you very, very much.
We did our best, Tom.
We did our best. There you go. Hey, thank you, my friend. Keep smiling. We'll do it again next week, all right?
Sounds good. Thank you, buddy.
All right, great job. Vito's on Main Street in downtown Kingsport open today. And again, I've got nowhere to hide. That's bad. That is bad. Oh,
my
man.
phone was going crazy over here.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
who's texting me.
Yeah, I'm afraid to even look at mine, so that's good. So I bombed Lightyear. And I bombed the X and Y chromosome.
Gator says tomorrow you'll say that was a stupid question.
Well, I feel stupid today. In fact, I can feel my face. I'm embarrassed on this one. My little face is red. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll check in and see what's going on with Keith Turner, the athletic director at Science Hill. Will spare me more agony and embarrassment and humiliation. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. It's a Tuesday. We appreciate you being with us on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Oh, man.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this. You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
See what might be hiding in your coverage at farmers.com/gaps.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Day 12 of our Fun and Frolic. We're now, again, as we said, on YouTube. We're on iTunes. You can see us and hear us on Tunein Radio. Also, the Stitcher phone app. And also, right now, we're being seen around the world. I got a text earlier in the show listing in New York, upstate New York. A friend of mine's watching us on livestream.com of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So we're everywhere. And we're certainly in Johnson City, where our friend, athletic director and head coach Keith Turner is with us from Science Hill. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Tom. Doing well, thank you.
How much snow was in your front yard this morning?
We had about 5 to 6 inches here in the city this morning, so don't think people expected quite that much. But you know, with the school situation, we've got a lot to deal with.
Absolutely. Let's just talk about it first. As the head coach of your girls team, and then as the athletic director, but first as the head coach of the Lady Hilltoppers. Another night of not playing basketball. You got bumped last night. You're not playing tonight. So where does that leave you here in this regional tournament?
Well, I mean, it's not the best of situations, but we've tried to do everything that we can to stay ready. We've been fortunate to have been able to practice a few times over this long break. We weren't able to get in today, so you know that's going to be something that I would have rather have been able to come in and at least shoot, but you know the girls and player safety is number one. But you know hopefully we'll get the game in tomorrow night and be moving on in the regional tournament.
Well, you know, and I guess I'm going to be the bad guy to tell you this. You know, there's another front. They're telling us Wednesday night, Thursday, more snow's coming. So, yeah, thanks, Tom. So, at what point? I mean, something's got to give. How sympathetic are the folks in Middle Tennessee at the TSSAA for us up here in East Tennessee with all this snow?
Well, I know Knoxville's had to deal with a lot of it as well. So, you know, today's really your last leeway. If tomorrow's games are canceled, especially on the girls' side, then the TSSAA may have to step in and come up with some ruling. And the only things that I know that that were done in the regional tournament was to move on higher seeds. Now I'd rather play the games myself, but you know right now if we play tomorrow, we could potentially play Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and you know they don't even do that in NCAA or NBA, so you know that would be quite a challenge.
Plus, it's not all going to be at home. There may be some travel involved too, right?
That's true. I mean, you know, we're at home tomorrow night, and then, you know, the team that we play, they're going to have to travel about 2 hours, and then you go to Dobbins-Bennett, where the rest of the tournament would be, and then, you know, if you can win the region, you'd be at home, but if not, then, you know, you'd have to travel on Saturday. So, you know, there's a lot of ifs still out there.
We're talking to Keith Turner, again, the athletic director and the Lady Hilltopper head basketball coach at Science Hill. So I keep going back in my brain. I don't remember having snow like this as often and as intense as we've had. I think it's kind of a rarity. But still, going forward, what would you think would be the ideal scenario in the years to come in dealing with postseason play? What would you do if you could?
Well, Tom, even before this storm hit, there's multiple storms in the weather. I'm late in my career. I'm beginning to think that maybe we need to look at a totally different tournament format. I stated that in the newspaper yesterday, but you know, I wouldn't mind seeing us going straight to regional play. I know that there are some states that do that, where you take the top 4 out of your regular season and go straight to regional play. I think that would put a little more emphasis on the regular season and conference play, and then you'd be able to shorten your seasons a little bit to where there wouldn't be as much overlap, you know, with your fall sports in the winter, and then possibly even on the back end with your winter sports in spring. So, you know, I don't know where that would go. If you know, that would be something that the Board of control what the TSSAA would have to look at. But, you know, in my 28 years of being in this field, I've never had to deal with this much weather in tournament play.
And, of course, switching gears, the boys, they were to start rather tonight. They've been held up, so they're going to be playing tomorrow night too. So now you've got, at least in your all situation, Science Hill, fans that want to go watch both you, the Lady Hilltoppers, and Ken Cutlip's boys team. You got cheerleaders, you got travel, you got folks going here, going there, and then, of course, the fans. That kind of messes things up for the Science Hill fan, right?
Well, it can, and we've done the best that we can to try to maximize the support for both teams. You know, we're sending our JV cheerleading squad down with the boys team. You know, that'll help get some additional fans there. And then our varsity cheer squad will stay at home, and we're doing some things to try to recognize some of our teams, winter teams that have had state tournament success. So, you know, you have to try to be creative and promote some ways to get other people in the stands.
We're talking to Keith Turner again, the athletic director at Science Hill, and also the head basketball coach of the Science Hill Lady Hilltoppers. So, got to ask you this question. It's on the front page. In fact, we made national news, and I think it's a disgrace, but you have two teams down in Middle Tennessee that played to lose, and, of course, they've been suspended, and the TSSAA has booted them out of the postseason play. What's your take on this whole scenario?
Well, I mean, obviously it's a travesty to the game itself. I mean, that's not what you want to be teaching kids. I mean, I've just always been brought up, you know, you play to win no matter who you're playing, and then you just deal with the next round, you know, whoever that opponent may be. And, you know, I've seen some video clips on it, and, I mean, it's one of the worst situations like that I've seen. And, I mean, I know it happens. It happens at every level in high school, college, and obviously in the NBA. But, you know, that's really not what you want to teach your athletes. And I actually support the decision of the TSSAA.
Oh, I'll go one step further. I'm right there with you. If I was the AD or if I was the principal, and I'm not sure I just wouldn't let the coach go right there or just suspend him, because you've got girls that are doing intentional turnovers off various violations, the story says, missing free throws. Also, a girl on the Smyrna team went and shot at the wrong basket. And so finally the officials said he just stopped playing and said, look, he ordered the coaches not to make a travesty of the game. At some point, the coach has got to answer for this, or the parents. You know, if I'm a daddy, if my daughter's out there playing in a game that, and it looks like in every way, shape, and form they've been told to lose the game, I'm down out of the stands taking my kid off the floor saying, in the way I was raised, I'm like you. I'm not going to support a game where a kid has been shown or asked to lose the ball game. So somebody be called to the woodshed if I was in those two schools.
Well, I mean, if I'm the athletic director or the principal or any school official that's in attendance at that game, I know what we would do at Science Hill. We would address it right then.
Bingo.
You know, as it was going on, and try to stop that. But, you know, that's something that they'll have to deal with. And but I think the TSSAA sent the right message, and I would say there'll be a lot more to come from that as far as what the school systems do to deal with it.
You know, the sad part of this whole thing is the second time in a couple of weeks earlier in the month, you had the Little League scenario up in Chicago where, you know, people, coaches and parents let them go out and get more kids out of other areas to make a super team to win the Little League. And so now we got this going on. So maybe it's a microcosm of our society, but I think it's a sad state of affairs when we've got people that are telling these kids to lose on purpose down in Middle Tennessee and up in Chicago going outside of the geographic boundary to get not super players, but much better players to build a super team. So I don't know if it's a snapshot of our society, but I think it's pretty pitiful.
Well, I agree, Tom. And I mean, there's so many people that have lost sight of what, in particularly high school athletics, is about. I mean, not only, I mean, you want to teach your kids, you want to win, you want to compete, you want to do all those things, but you're also teaching them a lot of life lessons that they're not going to learn anywhere else but through that sport. So you need a coach and a leader that's going to be able to teach them those things, you know, through the good times and the tough times. And, you know, you're not always going to be able to to win all your games or to win all the championships. And that's what we all aspire to do, but that's not going to happen. And you just got to teach your kids the right things so that when they're adults and they're leaders, that they can pass that along and help our society and make it better.
That's why I like Keith Turner. I'm right there with you, 120%. Coach, thanks for your time. Stay warm, and good luck to you all and the Lady Hilltoppers tomorrow night. And hopefully we're going to be talking to you later this week about getting into the regional championship. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Tom. I hope so. Take care.
Class act right there now. Keith Turner, the athletic director, and, again, the head girls basketball coach of the Lady Hilltoppers of Science Hill. He's dead on, and gave me goosebumps up down my little arms. That was
we
good.
Talked about the exact same issues off the air. And again, I think we mentioned this. These officials, they should have played a stronger role, I think, in that game. If they had teed up the head coaches and warned them and said, get these girls playing the ball game, team up a second time, kick them off the floor, tell the assistant coach, hey, play the ball or I'll kick you off too. We'll tee you up. And those officials could have – they knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And sooner or later, somebody's going to play the ball game.
If you missed it earlier, what we're talking about is a pair of Tennessee girls basketball teams in Middle Tennessee have been pulled from the postseason for trying to lose a game to avoid the top-ranked team and improve their chances of advancing to the state tournament. Murfreesboro, Riverdale, and Smyrna fined a total of $1,500 each Monday, not enough money. Also placed on probation, not enough discipline, for a year by the TSSAA. That's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. TSSAA Executive Director Bernard Childress wrote Monday in letters to the school's principals. The teams made a, quote, a mockery with intentional turnovers off various violations. I guess he said you can watch it on video. I'm going to go YouTube it and see if I can watch it after the show today. So we'll have more to say about it tomorrow, obviously. But intentional turnovers off various violations, missed free throws on purpose. It was obvious. The referee also reported that with a Smyrna player about to shoot at the wrong basket. Now, come on. Right there's all. I'm stopping the game right there. We're going to clear. Here's what I'm going to do, because I used to officiate back in the day. So I'm going to call a timeout, or not timeout. I'm going to stop the game, bring everybody in the middle of the floor, both teams, and say, okay, if you guys herky-jerky around one more time, we're gone. This is out. We're shutting it down. A player shot at the wrong basket.
Yeah.
Now, come on. These are high school girls. Let's see.
That's what I'm saying. The players are as guilty as the coaches were ultimately at fault. They're the ones that told these girls to go out there and throw the game. All right, but the players played the way the coaches. They didn't have to. They could have said, "Coach, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to play to win, or I'm going to sit on the bench."
Smyrna's won. Smyrna had played 29 games. Riverdale's played 30 games. So that's a total of 59 games between these two teams. Don't tell me a high school girl. Well, that's just. I'm not trying to defend them. There's no way in God's green earth a girl shot at the wrong basket by mistake. This ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
And because I played the game for many, many years, the referee stopped play and ordered the coaches not to make a travesty of the game. Final score is 55-29. Smyrna, who is now 21-8,
if the score was that high,
won the game over Riverdale 22-8. A program that won its third straight title in 4 years in March of 2013 with their 58th straight victory. Winner was on track to play the defending AAA champion Blackman at 25-2. TSSAA officials met with administrators from both schools, and Bernard Childress, the executive director, noted both apologized for their teams and acknowledged the game was not in the spirit of fair play. I would have said, boys, I'd have sat back and said, what you going to do with those coaches? Because somebody needs to get lit up. Somebody needs to be let go.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it's an embarrassment to me because I live in Tennessee, and we made national news over this, and it's just, is it up against ISIS and everything else going on in the world? Is it life or death? Absolutely not. But it does show, I say, and Coach Turner agreed to a point, it shows a snapshot of our society. Here coaches – I'm going on and on here.
I agree.
Athletic directors, coaches, everybody needs to be called on the table, and the coaches need to be let go. That's just that simple. I'd make an example of them like boys, you're not going to coach in my school anymore. You're out. I guess it's boys. Maybe there's some females on the staff too coaching. I don't know. But coaches, let me get a sweeping statement. Coaches, you're not going to be coaching in my school anymore. Thank you for your time, and exit stage left. We're going to move on. And would you do that? let him go?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be gone.
Thank you. All right. Quick break. Be right back. A young man who's going to bring us another twist on this whole scenario. Sports writer for the Johnson City Press, Doug Fritz, joins us coming up next. One of our great sponsors, Max Medicine Mart. Don't forget to make tracks to Max, and you do. They're open 7 days a week. He'll be with us tomorrow. They've got natural factors on sale for the rest of the month of February, which gets you all the way to the 28th, which will be this Saturday, will be the final day of the month. Everything natural factors, 20% off at Max Medicine Mart. They also have a full supply of candies. I know they sell a ton of candies. Russell Stover Whitman candies have also got sugar-free candy for those who are diabetic and like candy but can't have the sugar. They got sugar-free diabetic candy at Max Medicine Mart. And they also have a full line of Badger products, also Burt's Bees products at Max Medicine Mart. And so you can stop by there. They're open 7 days a week. They also have a health food store inside the four walls of Max. It's called the Good Food Grocery. And one of the big things they sell, if you are a person who has to have gluten-free products, they have a full line of gluten-free products from breads down to pretzels. You run the whole gamut of gluten-free products at Max Medicine Mart. Open 7 days a week. Make tracks to Max. You do. It's on Center Street in Kingsport, and you can't miss it. Just look for that great big tall building. They're building this brand new store right there beside the existing stores, so you can't miss it. That new store is going to be a landmark. It's about 2 or 3 stories tall. And so make tracks to Max at Max Medicine Mart. And Dr. Barry Walton will be with us tomorrow. Tell us more about some good things happening at Max Medicine Mart. Quick break. We'll be right back. Doug Fritz joins us coming up next. Moving on this Tuesday on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know to update your coverage when adult children move home?
Oh, heck no. Or that you could get coverage for identity theft through your homeowner's insurance.
And that your valuables can be covered by home insurance even when they're not at home. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again on this Tuesday, Feb 24, 2015. And again, on the heels of talking to Athletic Director Keith Turner from Science Hill, we'll come right back and continue on with this whole topic of the snow and, of course, the game being thrown down in Tennessee, or down in Middle Tennessee, I should say, where we are in the great state of Tennessee. Sports writer for the Johnson City Press, our dear friend Doug Fritz. Good afternoon, sir. Asking you the same question everybody else. How much snow did you have in your yard this morning?
Well, it's hard to say. I know that when the dog walked out of there, he was struggling to get through it. He's a little dog, but it pretty much covered him up. We're thinking about 4 inches or so.
4 inches or so, and of course, kind of caught everybody by surprise. And here we go again, another night of cancellation. This time it's the boys, and of course the Science Hill girls. It's beginning to stack up here, and it's going to create a real problem. And give us, from your perspective, what's going on with the tournament right now.
Well, It's different in different segments. For example, Science Hills girls are in the worst spot of anybody because here these other teams have played and they haven't, and they're just trying to get that quarterfinal game in. And if you look at the forecast, there's a real possibility they won't be able to play tomorrow if Knox County schools are out, or Thursday. So, they're really behind the eight ball. And then you go into the AA ranks, and the boys are okay there because they've got extra time anyway because their state tournament's a week back. The girls are okay as long as they play tomorrow, but if they don't play tomorrow and we get more snow Wednesday night, then they're going to be in a bad spot, similar to Science Hills having to play a region semifinal game on Friday, and then I don't know what they do after that. Somebody talked about 2 games in one day or something like that, crazy stuff like that. And then in the single A, they've already put themselves in a bad spot by pushing their girls' games back to Thursday because they may not be able to play Thursday. So it's just, everywhere you look, there's questions and concerns, and it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, they're calling for more snow again Wednesday night into Thursday here in the region. Another snowstorm coming in, another snow front they're calling us with a chance of snow. So, and you made a very good point for folks outside the area or may not know here inside our area. The state tournament is staggered whereby the girls play next week and the boys play the week after. So the boys have a little bit more window of opportunity to get theirs in, but the girls are up against it. And the TSSAA down in Murfreesboro said, we're not going to change the state tournament dates. You got to get everything wrapped up and get teams down here to play because we're not going to fudge on the dates, as we said, of the state tournament. So the girls are really up against it because the state tournament starts, a week from tomorrow in Murfreesboro. Is that right?
That's correct. And I don't defend the TSSAA very often, but in this case, they've got a pretty defensible position because it's not just, okay, these are the dates of the state tournament. These are the dates they've worked out with Murphy Center, and they can't just say, okay, Murphy Center, we want to change our dates. And then they have all these hotel deals with all these hotels saying, okay, hold these rooms for us so we can get these teams in here and get these fans in here. And then you've got situations where Chamber of Commerce and basically everything's planned out. And it's kind of like any other tournament, like the SEC tournament or something like that. There have been plan upon plan upon plans made, and so you got to get these teams in there. And I was talking to a friend of mine earlier, and I said, worst case scenario, if you were to have snow all the way through to Monday, and you just simply couldn't play, the only option would be to take the highest seeded teams at that point and have them play in a sectional game, on Monday or whatever, and just go from there. And that'd leave a lot of teams out in the cold, but you have to stick to those state tournament dates.
Talking to Doug Fritz, the John City Press. This just in, by the way, Kyle Busch has been transferred from Halifax Health Medical Center in Daytona Beach to a North Carolina hospital for treatment of a broken right leg and broken left foot, suffered over the weekend at Daytona. And so he is, I was looking at a picture, he's coming out of the plane on a gurney, and he's giving a thumbs up, but they're going to they have transferred him from Daytona Beach to a hospital there in Metro Charlotte to continue working on Kyle Busch, and they're still trying to decide who's going to drive that car. Regan Smith, by the way, has been tapped to drive Kurt Busch's car again this week in Atlanta. So, Doug, you look at the games from last night in the AAA girls. Morristown West eliminated Crockett, beat them by 22. Jefferson County defeated Dobbins Minute despite Sasha Morissette having 41 points. Jeff County beat them by 8 down there at Jeff County. Morristown East knocks off Tennessee I by 6 at Viking Hall. Any surprises there, those games, how they ended up last night?
No, I think that's pretty much what you would expect to have happen down there, because that district, other than Science Hill, was really the only team that up here that figured to have a really good chance of advancing. I mean, obviously what Morissette did was pretty incredible to give her team a chance to win, but that's what I would have expected. And I expect Science Hill to beat South Oil if and when they ever play, and those are the 4 teams. I guess maybe I might be selling Tennessee High a little bit short, but I know Morristown East had some good wins this year, so that game didn't surprise me to see Morristown East beat Tennessee High.
In AA, you have Elizabeth and all over Claiborne, so I bring up the argument this game shouldn't even be played, this level of the postseason. Claiborne gets beat by, 65 points, 82-17. Chucky Doak beats Unicoi County by 21. Granger beats Happy Valley by 17, and Greenville defeats Sullivan East by 12. So does my argument have any merit at all to just eliminate this first game? Because, I mean, it's so not all of them, but most of these games were of lopsided variety. So we'll get into the let's go down to the single A. South Green beat Hancock County 85-28. Cloudland beat Northview by 20, 60-40. North Green beat Cosby 45-31, and the Hampton Lady Bulldogs beat Washburn 67-27, beat them by 40 points. So does my theory have any merit at all, Doug, just eliminate this first round of the regional because most of the games are lopsided in nature? And, you know, I mean, look at this poor team. Claiborne drove, I don't know, a couple hours on the bus to get beat and embarrassed by 65 points. And I'm not knocking Elizabethton or South Green. They got to play the game. But is that round of the playoffs needed in the regional?
Yeah, I would have argued for that round in the playoffs, 10 or 15 years ago, but things were different. I don't know how we got so far off track. You know, you'll remember this. It used to be, you know, there was just one classification, and everybody had to win those postseason games, and you didn't get any second chances. And, you know, the year that Hampton won the state back in 1960, they beat some really good teams along the way, and I think they even beat a team that they'd lost or whatever. But somewhere along the way, we decided we needed 2 state champions. Then we decided we needed 3 state champions. And then they decided, well, you shouldn't be penalized for one postseason loss. And now they've gone so far, it's like they're bending over backwards. Well, let's just give them another chance, and let's have this and the other. And I think it's time to go back in time and just say, okay. And I'm even willing to say, okay, you get to the championship game of the district and you lose, you can move on. You get to the championship game of the region, you lose, you get one more chance. I'm fine with that. But this stuff where you're taking the 4th place team from the district and putting them in the region, it's outlived its usefulness. There's just no point in it. Take the 2 teams that reach the district championship, move them on, have a 4-team region. Then the 2 teams reach the region finals, move them on into the sectional, and send your 8 teams to the state tournament. And you get more time to get this stuff done. You can avoid weather situations like this. And like you said, I mean, Claiborne had to spend money to get on a bus, come up and play a game. They knew they basically had almost no chance of winning. And to get beat like that, it's like, I mean, they just put the sour taste on whatever they had accomplished this season. They shouldn't have to play that game. You know, just move on, and, you know, you finish 4th in the district, and that's what your finish was that year.
I'm right there with you. And, of course, our buddy Horace over here, my cohort's rubbing his fingers together showing moolah. And, of course, if you look at the district tournament, they have expanded the tournament now. I mean, they've strung it out over, 5 or 6 days now, the district tournament, and that forces folks to go in there and drop that money in the bucket 2 or 3 nights now in the district tournament. So, to me, I think to a certain degree, I think Horace is right. It's a lot about the moolah to put more money in the old TSSAA coffers, but you're not going to convince me to see Hancock County come up here and get hammered 85-28. You're not going to convince me that Claiborne had to travel and beat Elizabeth or lose to Elizabethton 82-17. And again, that's no knock on those 2 teams at all. They have to play the games that we're told they are told to play, but I just don't see too many positives out of that. Psychologically, for the ladies to get drilled like that, certainly as you mentioned, financially, the travel time, the whole thing, it just is. I think you eliminate this round of the playoffs, but they didn't ask me. But something's got to give, and I think a lot of the folks will tell you that the tournament attendance has been down this year. I've heard that from a lot of the coaches that just don't have the crowds they once had, and it may be because the economy is such that folks can't shell out money Doug, for 3 or 4 nights for our district, and then come back and shell it out for another 2 or 3 nights for the regional. I mean, that's a lot of money if you take a family into a ball game, and maybe that's the reason, or maybe there's too many other options to stay home and watch games on TV, or there's not enough interest. I don't know, but for whatever reason, attendance is down to these tournaments. And you've been to most of them. Is that a fair statement? Do you think the crowds are down?
Well, they've been down, and I noticed at the district over at Sullivan East, the crowds were down. I was a little bit disappointed in the night where they had 4 games. There weren't that many people there. I thought there'd be more people. Of course, you know, you had the weather situation and all that and so forth. But actually, that was the one night there was actually before the district semifinals, before they had all that weather. So, but, you know, one thing about the money, and a lot of people don't realize, is that it's not got anything really much to do with the schools and how much money they're making. This is all about what the TWAA makes from these tournaments, because they get such a big chunk of those, and they get a big chunk of the regions. And the schools themselves, they make next to nothing off these things after they pay for the officials and their little portion, and like you said, lesser crowds. And so, okay, so it's TWAA, but the schools run the TWAA, and schools don't always get what they want, but if enough of them en masse say, okay, we're tired of this, we don't want to have to be making decisions to send our kids out on the bus when there's 2 inches of snow on the ground. We want you, TWAA, to reformat the postseason, and the TWAA basically has to do that. The TWAA works for the schools, and if the schools get together and have enough of the majority and make enough noise, they can get that change.
Yeah, I think we've missed the boat here in Tennessee. I think the tail's wagging the dog, or actually the dog is wagging the tail, because you're right, at the end of the day, the TSSAA serves the schools, and without the schools, they'd be out of business. So, yeah, if they decided to go en masse and say, we're not doing this anymore, I promise you that would force some changes down in Murfreesboro at the TSS, or down in Lebanon, the TSSAA. Talking to Doug Fritz, sports writer of the John City Press. Got to get your feelings on this before we let you go here. Pair of Tennessee girls high school basketball teams pulled from the postseason for trying to lose a game on purpose to avoid the top-ranked team and improve their chances of advancing to the state tournament. Murfreesboro, Riverdale, and Smyrna fined a total of $1,500 each, placed on probation for a year by the TSSAA. All right, the game itself, intentional turnovers, all various violations, missed free throws on purpose. Doug, at one point, the referee also reported a Smyrna girl shot at the wrong basket. Now, what's your take on all this, my friend?
Well, it really is a black eye for high school basketball. It's a black eye for the state of Tennessee.
Exactly.
Because I'm sure other states look at us that have a different playoff format, and they go, what's going on down there? Why would you even put them in a situation like that? But I'm telling you, I land firmly and strongly, on the side of this is the coach's responsibility. It's the coach of Smyrna.
Bingo.
It's the coach of Riverdale. In particular, the coach of Riverdale, but just a few years removed from having a nationally known, nationally ranked program that went undefeated and won the state championship. I think they won back-to-back state championships. And this coach tells his kids to go out and do this. I don't blame the kids. They were doing what their coach told them to do. And I heard one person told me, well, I would have pulled my kid off the court. Okay, well, that's fine, but not very many parents are going to. It all comes down to the authority issue, and authority is given to the coach. And when you put your child on that team, you tell your kid, do what your coach says. Coach says, don't score a basket. Coach says, stand in the lane for 5 seconds. Coach says, don't throw the ball in so we get a 5-second violation. I'm doing what my coach says. The kids shouldn't be punished. The game should have been played. The coaches, in my opinion, should have been suspended for at least a year, maybe both even fired completely or taken out of the coaching position completely. I'm not saying they should necessarily lose their teaching position, but fired as coaches, let the kids play under the supervision of a school administrator that didn't have anything to do with it. I just think we're looking at this the wrong way. This is all about the coaches. What they did was wrong. And the TSSAA has a very simple solution, and it goes back to what we were talking about. Don't put the kids or don't give the coaches a chance to make this decision again. Make it to where you don't have any advantage by losing the game, and they do that by changing the format, just taking the 2 teams from each district and region championship games instead of 4 teams.
I can promise you, if I'm the athletic director and you come into my office the next day or that night and you have told your girls that represent my school, my community, and my job, because I'm the AD or the principal of that school, and Coach Fritz told those girls to throw that game, Coach Fritz would be out of a job, or I'd lose mine, because I would say, you know what, you made a black eye for this school, and so now, it's always going to be, every time I hear Riverdale or Smyrna, from here on out, this is me, but I'm going to think, yep, that's the schools that threw that game. So they've already set a reputation for me, at least for me personally, that I've always, every time I hear those 2 names, those 2 schools, I'm going to think of this game. So I'm firing the coaches. if I'm a parent and I know what's going on, that I fault the parents. Because I would, as a daddy, I absolutely would come out there on that floor and take my daughter and say, we're not going to play. We're not going to be part of this shenanigans. Integrity does matter, and my daughter's not going to play, or son, in this case, girl. My daughter's not going to play, and I'd have jerked her off the floor, and it'd be that simple, and then they'd have to deal with me later. But, yeah, I'm right there with you. The coaches are totally, not the principals, not the athletic directors, not even the officials. The coaches are at fault for this 100%, and they need to be dealt with, and to set a signal to everybody, all these other coaches and all the other sports in Tennessee.
I got distracted there because I just saw a beautiful sight here, Tom. I'm looking out my backyard here, and I live in the city, and this is unbelievable. This is the 7th deer that's running through my backyard and jumping over. I don't know where they're coming from. I've seen 2 deer in this neighborhood in all my time in here. Now I see 7 running across my backyard.
Doug, Doug, it might have been my finest moment ever on a sports show, and I got bumped for Bambi. Thank you. That's good.
Well, I was going to tell you, I said, you talked about Coach Fritz, and I said, this Coach Fritz, if I'm going to get in trouble, it's going to be for trying to win too hard. It's not going to be for trying to lose.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. So we're on the same page. Even if we weren't, I still think the world of you, but I'm right there with you. The coaches are totally to blame for this, and they need to be reprimanded. And I say to just fire them, because if that's what I would do. I would fire them.
Absolutely. I mean, I like what you said there about if you were the AD, and that I can't. I saw comments from the AD talking about how terrible this was, and then the thing comes back. They suspended the coach for 2 games. Well, you suspended 2 games for getting a technical. You're going to tell me this is on the same par with getting a technical in a basketball game?
Exactly. I'm not sure I'd make them give up their teaching position. I think that's going too far. But as far as coaching between the stripes in that basketball court, you are no longer my coach. If I have to go out there and do it myself, I'll do it. But we are not going to teach these girls, in this case, young ladies at these 2 schools, that we're going to lose a game on purpose. So your service is no longer needed on my basketball court. So that's me. But I'm not sure I'm in the minority, but. Anyway, Mr. Fritz, I appreciate you very, very much. Stay warm. Enjoy those deer bounding to your backyard, and I'll talk to you real soon, all right?
All right. See you later, Tom.
Okay, bye-bye. Oh, man, I was on a roll. I was feeling so good about myself. I'm pounding this point. I'm feeling good. I'm getting my words in. And Doug's over there going, Tom, I'm watching 7 deer jump. They didn't hear a thing I said. It's a story of my life.
I guarantee there's a buck behind there chasing them somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
That's kind of how it works, isn't it?
Yep.
The laws of the jungle.
Yep.
The ladies are running because the big boys chasing them.
That's right.
There you go. Big bucks after.
He's looking for sugar.
They're looking for sugar. The sugar shack. And they're running saying, not today, cowboy. So let me get this right. I bombed the X chromosome today.
Yes,
what was that? Oh, I bombed the light year.
Oh, yeah. That was the worst. That was a real – I mean, I'm sitting there going, light year.
Light
thinking
year.
About my – now, Mrs. V, she took your side. She wanted to know why I didn't help you out.
Thank you, Mrs. V. Thank you. I'm over and all he does is laugh when I go down the tubes.
I was just watching your head, just the look on your face. The gears were rolling, and it was right there in front of you.
I'm going down in flames. My man horse over just giggling and laughing. That's good. Because, see, I'm thinking it's a trick question. How many do they measure light year, but the speed of light goes in one day? And I'm thinking, this is a trick question.
It's a year.
But it's a year. But I'm thinking, but I know Rich on the other end going, he's got to try and stump me.
Oh.
And then the X and the Y chromosome, and it's the boy. I said the boy was the X. The boy is the Y. You knew that?
Yeah, I knew that one too.
See, it's easy after the fact. Yes, I knew that, Tom.
No, I knew it.
All right. I'll take your word for it. So, Mrs. V, thank you for defending me and a losing proposition. So, anyway, didn't do well in the quiz show. I was off and running, went 3 for 3, and bombed the last 2. And so we'll try it again tomorrow. Tomorrow's the Elvis questions.
Boy.
That's a lock. You can take it to the bank. It's over. Apesters keep sending me these texts, and Tommy's saying, you're not going to get it. I'm telling you. I'm going to bone up on Elvis tonight. I'm going to peruse I'm going to Google Elvis, stupid trivia, stupid facts about Elvis, and be ready because I'm sure I'm going to get some crazy things tomorrow on the quiz show. And we'll do that again tomorrow, of course, right around 1:30 here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. As we told you right a few minutes ago during Doug's interview, Joe Gibbs, racing team spokesman, confirmed that Kyle Busch has been transferred from Daytona Beach to a hospital in North Carolina, not releasing a timetable how long he'll need to recover. They are now talking to David Reagan and Eric Jones Now, Reagan has 2 career Cup wins and 291 career starts. That would not be the one I would use, but spent his first 5 years at Roush Fenway Racing. He has driven for the underfunded Front Row Motorsports since 2012. He has 2 wins and 291 starts. That's not good. That's not a good average.
I thought the fellow that's subbed for him this past week, Daytona,
Matt Crafton.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, he's got some experience behind the wheel in the truck series, and I thought he held his own. It was a learning curve for him there, but I mean, he held his own really well in the Daytona the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, he can only go up
on a short notice. Get thrown into the seat. He did a really, really good job.
Yeah,
he got a top 20 finish. The other gentleman talking about is Eric Jones. Now, Jones,
never heard of him.
A Joe Gibbs Racing development driver who competes in the Camping World Truck Series for Kyle Busch. Also scheduled to compete in some Xfinity races later on this year. Has 4 wins and 18 career truck starts. Better batting average. He's 4 for 18 instead of 2 for 291.
Now, I don't know if it was yesterday when we were talking about this or if I heard this on the news, maybe on ESPN, but finding a driver is a little more difficult than you think because you got to have somebody that's branded Toyota.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't have someone out there that's been driving Chevys then jump into a Toyota. Chevrolet ain't gonna like that.
The other thing is too, they wouldn't let Eric Jones because they wouldn't let him race in the Daytona because they'll not let a first-time driver be in a restrictor plate race like Daytona and Talladega, which I totally understand. Yeah. It's trouble enough.
That's a different world.
Yeah, it's trouble enough for the guys and the ladies who have done it, let alone throw somebody out there who's never driven. So
3 wide for 18 laps at 200 miles an hour.
There you go.
Enough said.
There you go. Enough said. So that opens up the possibility of Eric Jones now racing in Atlanta, although they go nearly 200 miles an hour down Atlanta. But that's who they're looking at to replace Kyle Busch. Matt Crafton, as you said, filled in for him for the Daytona 500, finished 18th. And so David Reagan, Eric Jones, don't know why Crafton's not being considered, but Reagan and Eric Jones are among the candidates to fill his Sprint Cup seat. I still say he's going to be back in Bristol. That gives you, let's see, head surgery, put you a little less than 2 months.
No. Compound fracture and more surgery on your foot? No.
All right.
I say 16 weeks.
What's that? About middle of the season, July 4th, somewhere through there. You'll come back for the second.
The Pepsi 400.
Think so? Daytona.
Is it Pepsi still? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Pepsi 400. Mm-hmm. That's my guess.
I think it's a Pepsi or it's a salt. I have to double check here in the break, but we'll see what it is. We'll do that here. Just
go back to Daytona. That's what I'm saying it's going to be.
Go back to Daytona. Let me see here. While you're scanning here. Horace, tell me about Cherokee Barbershop while I'm doing this, would you please?
Gator has his own little shop there on South Rome Street. Walk in there. It's got the old barbershop feel. You sit down in the chair. He'll give you a haircut. If you want to shave, he'll give you the old straight razor shave. And he does it the right way. No disposable razors. He lays you back, puts them hot towels on your face.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got this little secret weapon. I've told you about that. But after he does the shave and he's got the hot towels, he'll take a bottle of cold water and spray it on your face just to raise those whiskers up just one more time.
Really?
And you get a little closer shave.
Never heard that before.
Oh, yeah.
You never told me that part before.
Yeah.
So I went down there for a beard trim a couple of weeks ago, and he said, well, you do a pretty good job. I can't do a whole lot to it. And he said, you want to shave it off? I said, no, not really. But I don't know how long it takes to shave it, but he does beard trims is my point, but he sprays cold water on your face after he puts the hot towels on. So
after he shaves you and he's wiped your face clean, he'll take some cold water, spray it on your face, and that just lifts them whiskers up just a little bit more. Huh. And he'll take that razor and scrape it one more time, and he usually gets more.
Wow.
And
that's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't know that.
He knows his stuff.
Cherokee Barbershop located on South Roan Street in Johnson City, right down from the Tipton Haynes Working Farm. When the barber pole's out, he's in. Barber pole's not out today. He got snowed in.
Nah, it wasn't out today.
He's not out today.
Man-child was upset.
Yeah, so he's – man-child came and bummed money off his dad to get his haircut today. So the 6'6", 270, 260?
Yeah. Well, he's about 230.
230.
220, 230.
There you go. And so he's going out and get his ears lowered somewhere. Couldn't wait for tomorrow. No. He had to do it today. And so he had for a reason for tomorrow. So anyway, Cherokee Barbershop open most days when the snow doesn't get them. And we appreciate him very, very much again at the Cherokee Barbershop at 928-6201 is the number to call when he's in. And you can, no appointments necessary, just stroll right in there. When the barber pole is out where you can see it, that means the Gator Man is in there with his coat on, ready to go.
He usually doesn't take too many days off.
No.
Weather-related, it's understandable.
Absolutely. 5 inches of snow, kind of unannounced. As you continue to tell me it was unannounced.
And he gets in there at 7:30. Yes, he's got to prep for this, to open up, get them towels hot and everything.
Ready to go, huh? All right, so take our final break. We'll be right back here, a little 60-second stoppage, and we'll come back and begin to wrap this thing up. Been a good show. We thank you for being with us again. We're on Tunein Radio. We're on iTunes. We're at YouTube. Also, we're at the Stitcher phone app, and we're also right now on livestream.com, the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, make sure you like us. Like and follow, I learned today. Those are new words. So I learned this whole computer thing, social media. And so like and follow. Facebook.com/Tom Taylor Sports Show. And we appreciate folks who have already done that. And we will come back and begin to wrap this thing up right after this break as you are watching on this Tuesday, the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, winding this thing down on this Tuesday, Feb 24. Back tomorrow with another brand new show. Lots of folks, and also the quiz show. Again, it'll be Elvis tomorrow.
And you're not going to do it tomorrow either.
We'll get her done. You wait and see. You hide and watch. Now, I'm reading real quick here where the Cleveland Browns have revealed revamped logos with a richer orange color and a brown face mask on the helmet. The famed dog pound face is a new design of a smirking swagger dog. The block lettering is cleaner, simpler, more elegant, says team president Alex Shiner. So I'm not sure why are we doing it? I mean, I don't understand why we're doing it. So
who watches the Browns anyway?
Well, that's true. I used to watch them when I was a kid. I was a big Browns fan back in the day. It's the only one we could get up in West Virginia. We got CBS Sports, and every Sunday it was the Cleveland Browns. So Leroy Kelly and those guys. But, I don't know why they're changing the Browns tradition. Why would you tweak that? Because in February there's nothing else going on. You can,
I guess you got the time. You got nothing else to do.
Get some free pub like we're giving them right now. Yeah. But anyway, you can go to the website and check it out. Cleveland Browns are changing a brighter shade of orange in their helmets, matches the passion of our fans and city. Yep. Okay, and a brown face mask on the logo of the Browns helmet now. So. They've, to me, it's a slow sports day. We're talking about changing the color of an NFL football.
It's not been that slow, but here at the end, it's slow.
Yeah, I mean, give me a break. So, anyway, if you're a Browns fan, you got a new logo to look at, and so you can check that out if you're interested. Manziel's he back? I don't know. I told you back before we started the show, he's not going to make it in the NFL. I promise you. He's not going to make it.
I'm sorry, I just don't.
No, great college player, but he is not going to be an NFL player. You can mark it down.
He's too arrogant, number one.
Well, that's true, and he's alienated a lot of guys. Yeah. And bottom
he's
line is,
he's the A-Rod of football right now.
I just don't think he has the talent. And he was a great college. You know, some guys do good in college. They can't do it in pros. It's just that simple. I go back to the guy, Eric, played in Nebraska, Eric Crouch. It was Eric Crouch, and went to the NFL and had all those records and a heck of an athlete in Nebraska, and he tanked it. He's already out of the NFL. So
and Winston's going to follow the same pattern as RG3. He's going to get out there. He's going to have some promise, but he's going to get hurt. He's going to be on the sideline more than he is in the field. So
yeah, but he's going to draw a nice paycheck. Stand over there with a clipboard.
That just burns.
Chaps you. Yeah, I know that. So, hey, we're out of time. We thank you for yours again on this Tuesday. Show's been brought to you by the good folks in Book Lovers Warehouse in Johnson City, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, Wells Fargo Financial Network in Kingsport, our great friends Jeff Bedford, Tim Colvin, Natalie Wells, and our buddy, my brother, Greg Taylor. Not literally, but sure does feel like it. Bracken Asphalt Maintenance, again, Tommy Wyman of the Apester and Spencer and the folks. Max Medicine Mart, he'll be with us tomorrow. Jim Klein Farmers Insurance. Vito's on Main Street in downtown Kingsport. Cherokee Barbershop, home of the Gator Man, and also by Larry Kaiser. Nationwide Insurance with the word of the day. The thought for the day was, a great man is always willing to be little. It's not about getting it done or him getting all the glory. He says a great man's willing to be little. He'll just kind of step aside, let somebody else get the notoriety. The old just win, baby. The Raiders montage. Just win. So, and again, the word of the day, thought for the day, a great man is always willing to be little. So that's that. Theme show music rolling. We're gone. We'll join you again tomorrow. Thanks for being with us. And thanks again to Daniel Monjay from Milligan, Richard Isaacs from Vito's, Amy Boyles from the Kingsport Town Center, Amy Boyles, I should say, Keith Turner, Athletic Director of Science Hill, Doug Fritz, sports writer of the John City Press, and Horace. Yay. Tom Taylor saying, win or lose, be a good sport. See you tomorrow. So long, everybody.